All right. Hi, Vaibhav. How are you?
Yeah, Komal, I'm good.
Okay, so
So
um,
you see how crisp that was. That's how precise I'm good, and that's it. I have this new joke coming around, but I'm actually writing about this how I'm gonna erase small talk. Like I'm gonna jump to the point. सीधा what are views on capitalism? सीधा मैं time waste ही नहीं करूँगा. कोई बकवास करनी ही नहीं है. सीधा मुद्दे की बात. No hi,
you
hello, how
should
are you?
probably also you should probably also incorporate how you're a complete like as a never mind. Yeah. Yeah.
The on-screen, off-screen thing,
Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
recording, non-recording. You know what? This is a very live thing that all comics. I don't know if it's an all comics thing, but I think it is an all comics thing because once it happened, there was one guy, a comedian, who was touring all over the country,
Uh-huh.
and like this is 5 years back, and he decided to. By the way, for anyone who's feeling lost, I think they don't have the context. It's just that 5 minutes before this call started, we were talking, and I was a much more mellower person, and all of a sudden, I feel this spurt of energy in myself, which is very weirdly noticeable. It's just that so this comedian he decided to make a podcast as to when the stand-up scene in India was shaping up,
Mhm.
like in the absolute nascent stages. So I remember we were chilling in Anirban Dasutta, he's another comedian from Calcutta. We were chilling at his house, and there were like three of us, me, him, and Akash Mehta was the other comedian who was recording. And we were chilling, okay? We were just talking, and then we were like having laugh after laugh, non-stop बकट चल रही है. And आधा घंटा के बाद he just said, अच्छा भाई लोग अब on करें. And then he switched on, and all of a sudden everyone's just like चुप हो गए. Like थोड़ा like there is this effect that the camera has that now there is judgment all of a sudden, and it's not candid anymore. But I don't know. So there is an effect, and
For
there are times when
comedians,
it
it's the
just is the
opposite,
reverse way.
right? For
Exactly,
comedians, it's the
exactly what it's.
opposite.
I have a feeling like maybe with time the pressure has kind of like oozed out, and now it's the spurt of energy which has replaced the nervousness
Yeah,
of
because
being
on
judged.
screen you're like all ऐसा sketchy के इतना ऐसे करके and this and that and all animated and off screen you're like a very like yes okay uh-huh.
Oh yeah. I'm very lazy that way. I'm very lazy that way. Like कभी कभी तो मैं इतना आलसी हो गया हूँ आजकल कि if I'm like lying on my back in my room, I have a laptop on my chest, just ठीक है. And then अगर कोई रूम में आता है ना तो मैं ऐसे भी नहीं देखता हूँ. होगा कोई क्या फर्क पड़ता है. Like I've stopped doing that also. I'm that lazy. So unless needed, I'm not gonna make any movement at all.
Yeah. I'm waiting for a day I can
So
afford to
all
do
that
that.
for a high. So since you asked, since you asked how I am, so that there.
Yeah, so okay. So let's start with your like college life. Like tell us a little like in brief about your college life, like which groups you were in and all of that.
So I it's a funny story. So I was amongst the only people, like one or two people only in my batch, got to be a part of the other groups on campus. It's because we were boycotted
Oh
by
yes,
the
the
entire
ragging
campus for six
scene.
months.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
yes, the ragging
I
scene.
don't know if people have heard that story. Yeah. So we were, but then basketball people were like, you know what, we're not gonna fall for this. So you know what, if he's gonna play decently, he's on the team. And the other group that again stood up against this was Watch Out. And these were fortunately two groups that I was really interested in. The third one was theater, but then I went there and I don't think I was selected. Yeah, so that wasn't a choice. But these two other groups that I wanted to go to, and that's where आई थिंक मेरे लाइफ में मैंने कैंपस के पहले 3 साल तो मैंने बास्केटबॉल के अलावा और कुछ किया ही नहीं. 2-1 में आई थिंक I had 3 backs or 4 backs. I think 3 backs. Yeah, all attendance. Yeah, and class में maximum जन की 4 back लगी थी. Like out of yeah, I think out of 23 people, I think some 11 people had 4 backs. 17 people had 3 backs.
That
So
I've
that
never
was
heard of
a
that in my life. Like 4 years in
yeah.
architecture, I haven't heard of that.
Oh, this
Something.
was a legendary moment. I still remember this friend of mine in campus week, another batchmate.
Uh-huh.
And then there was like हमारे ऊपर वाले senior batch का तो just हमारे ऊपर year वाला था. उनका भी बहुत सारा backs लगा था. Like a lot of people had 3 backs, a lot of people had 2 backs. उतना नहीं, हमारा तो मतलब एकदम ही हालत ही खराब हो गया था. एंड देन ऑल ऑफ देयर वाज दिस डीन और डायरेक्टर केम टू द क्लास. एंड देन नीचे कॉर्नर वाले स्टूडियो में जो एकदम कॉर्नर स्टूडियो जो बहुत ठंडा रहता है, आई डोंट नो दैट्स हाउ आई डोंट रिमेंबर द नंबर ऑफ द रूम, द वन व्हिच इज नेक्स्ट टू द एचओडी वाला जो है, उस लेन में एंड में जाके जो लेफ्ट में एक
Oh,
स्टूडियो है. एंड देन
right. 108.
it's
Room
like an
number
incline,
108.
it's an inclined one.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
was sitting over there, and then everyone was like waiting for the dean to come. And everyone was like, you know what, now all the backs are going to be rolled off because not so many people can be given a back and whatever. And full वो तमाशा सोता है. And एक बंदा बोलता है, यार आज बच गए ना. Like and हम लोग नहीं, and फिर भी back लग गई. So at the end of fifth year, standing in the convocation line, this guy standing next to me, he's like, यार एक काम करते. The one teacher who had given backs to most of the people, and like we kind of like were kind of frustrated with that teacher. And then that person, we were like, he's standing in the line and he's saying कि यार एक काम करते हैं, उसके पेपर स्लिप कर देते हैं, एक नीचे लिख देते हैं कि सर आपने कोशिश तो बहुत की पर हम में भी कुछ बात है. लाइक कि 5 साल में निकल के दिखा देंगे, छटा नहीं लगाने देंगे. एंड इट वाज क्रेजी हाउ.
Did you actually do that?
No, he did not. He didn't do it, but the idea was so funny.
Yeah. So you were like so you were an extrovert or a shy kid, or what was it like back
I
in
kind of always feel like I was a shy person. I don't think I'm a big extrovert. But again, like there are sports of huge, like big time extrovertness for me also. Otherwise, I'm so reserved that I barely talk to people. I don't socialize much. Very like to myself, laying back, just watching things kind of person.
and
Back in college also, I think I was a little more like social back then, because I mean you're in a campus, so
yeah, but not
मिलते ही रहते हैं
really,
लोगों से.
not
Yeah.
objectively social. But
Yeah,
then
like
I mean,
I don't think I'm a person who makes plans to meet with people anymore. Like I like running into people and I can talk to them for 2 hours. But if like there's a friend who's like, "Chal, let's catch up," no. Like I say no. Let's not do that. I'll run into you someday and then we'll talk for 2 hours. We'll catch up then. But I don't think I want to make a plan and sit down with you and then have the pressure of like
making a
something
conversation.
happening there. Like yeah, something happening. Like otherwise, what do we do? I can do an activity with you. Let's go for a movie. I don't mind. We'll have something to talk about. But I don't want to just play catch up.
Fair enough. But then you never really even participated in, say, on stage. You were never on stage even in campus, right? So like how did you, and you started off with pretty conventional job profiles. You started off as initially an engineer, field engineer with Schlumberger, and then you went on to become an architect at various firms. But then eventually you went towards the more creative side of things, right? You became an assistant director for a movie. You also wrote horror stories, which is very contrary to comedy, but you did that. So yeah, so how?
Actually, it's not too far off here.
Maybe you'll like tell us that as well. Then how is it not too far off? Like I'll come to the question later, but
I feel like there's a reason. I always used to feel like there's a reason why, like drama and everything else. Like you can write and then seeps into a person. You can take a person through a journey. But horror and laughter are like such instantaneous, such involuntary actions. Like it's difficult to manually create them. Just as it's difficult to sustain. Like it's so involuntary. Like if a person अगर कोई नहीं डर रहा है ना तो उसको डराना बहुत मुश्किल है, समझ रहे हो? Like it's not easy to make everyone get scared. It's not easy to make everyone laugh. But to tell anyone a story and then take them through a journey of a story, I think most of the people would relate. Like there's a more agreement sort of a thing to that. It's not as spontaneous. Like it's not a 1 second thing. It's more of a duration thing.
But
comedy and horror are like just like this. हुआ नहीं हुआ तो नहीं हुआ, वैसा वाला hit and miss.
Maybe they're not that
so, yeah, that's why I feel like these are the only two things. That's the only common thing I feel. It's not like completely related. But yeah. Although horror movies gone wrong are really funny. That part.
Yeah, actually, they just become comedy at the end of it. Like if you try too much, if you try too hard, it's just not horror anymore. But yeah, coming back to the question then, so you basically then towards the end, you always you bent towards the more creative side of things. So Like, did you always know you wanted to do that? You wanted to go towards the creative side of things, or you gradually got interested? Like, how did you decide that? Like, how did you come to that conclusion?
I always like throughout my like even when I was in Kota, I came back, went to college. So every semester break, I used to come back to Calcutta, do theater. Like I always loved the stage, and I knew that I wanted to try it out for sure. And then once I was like after the campus placement, I had some time. So between the architecture and the Schlumberger thing, I was like was working with a friend of mine who was working on a magazine for children,
Mm-hmm.
which did pretty well actually. They went to Stanford. They won the IIT Bombay ka whole deep line competition. They went to Stanford with it.
Wow.
It's a great thing. So yeah, I was doing some graphic design, some ideation for them. So that part also, like I was gonna do that, and then I was like, we couldn't continue that. Then I was doing architecture. Anyway, like so, I really wanted to try this out, and once I did the second thing like graphic design was with architecture वापस, and I was like, you know what, maybe let me just take a year and then figure out what I like doing. I'm gonna give it some time. Then I did another job. Then I did another job. Then I did another thing. कोई भी चीज 2 महीने से ज़्यादा नहीं. And then I was like, I just want to see what I want to do. And stand up happened to be the one thing that I did not quit in a couple of months. It's been about 7 years, I think. So,
It's been a long time.
maybe
So,
what it I felt.
so do you like? So, is that how you think everybody should go about their career? Not settle the first thing that they settle with the first thing that they get. Not become too utilitarian कि यही करना है अब तो. How do you think people should go about choosing a career?
I have a feeling like no one in their sane minds would say yes to that. But the whole thing is, but I think like there are a lot of times there's a confusion as to like how to decide what do you want to do and then where to experiment and whatever.
Exactly.
I have a feeling like if you like obviously introspection is a big part of it as to what you want to do and where you feel challenged. It's like किसी कोई बोलेगा मेरे को एक्टर बनना है, ठीक है बनना है, तेरे को बनना है तो बन, बट करके देख एक बार, अगर अच्छा लगा तो कंटिन्यू करेगा. I have a feeling like if you genuinely feel कि हाँ ये तो करना है, then you will find ways. Like there are so many hindrances that will come in a person's path in trying out a new field. You'll have to leave your previous job. You'll have financial issues. And yeah, oh. So if you eventually if there is a drive in you to do something, you will go and try it out for sure. Now I tried different things, and then I felt like I could see a difference where I liked being and and my next choice was dependent on what I did not like my learning from the previous experiment.
Right.
So that's why first I went writing horror movies at a production house. Then I asked the producer that I'll be free of cost. I want to be an AD, assistant director on the set, and then I was doing a small role in the movie also
Okay.
because I wanted to see what filmmaking is, what acting is, because I was like, I have to whatever little I can get into the a hint about what is happening, whether I would like this life or not. Is it worth the switch? Is it worth the shot? And then meanwhile, I tried stand up, and I just I was loved it, beyond loved it. And so I always used to figure that one thing that kept me in stand up and not in other fields was that uh, after a couple of months वो jobs में I used to always feel that what, I don't know if I want this, या ये मजा नहीं आ रहा है, ये नहीं हो रहा है, वो नहीं हो रहा है. Stand up was never, I mean, मेरे को मजा कभी भी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि मेरे को मजा आना कम हुआ. There were hundreds of times. There is so much of insecurity that comes along with doing stand up early on. Anything which is a performing art early on, being a singer, musician, anything which involves live performance, so much insecurity that comes in because uh, मैं श्लम की जॉब छोड़ दूं और फिर उसके बाद बिना पैसों के लिए 3 साल तक काम करने वाला हूँ. So that thing is not easy
Opportunity
to
cost बहुत बड़ी चीज होती है वहाँ पे.
exactly
And you're growing
that
older,
and
and people are जो आपके साथ के थे, they are going ahead. That
yeah,
competition.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. So and you have to feel that that yes, I have something in this. And then so I kind of felt like all throughout that I never wanted to quit. And one thing that I noticed was a sign that told me that I did not want to quit was I always used to feel challenged rather than disheartened. I always felt challenged, like.
That's an important
And
thing.
then the moment, like if you're trying something And if you're feeling disheartened and if you're getting bored, you're like, ah, yeah, ye kya bakwas hai? Then I don't think you like that thing
Right.
because you're not enjoying that process. And then every time I used to write a joke, there was so much pressure, there was so much stress, anxiety, insecurity, and all those things. And these are all things that will eat you up. But I was ready for it the next time again.
And the only way to test it out is to actually go in front of a bunch of people and see if they're laughing or not. And if they don't laugh, you're just falling flat on your face every single time. That must have been scary. I mean,
it's super scary. And it's scary in the sense, it's scary even till date. Like, it's been 7 years. And till date, if I write a new joke, like, that's the only time I feel the most alive in my life. Like, there is no other thing that gives me a more significant amount of emotion or the feeling of being alive than the anxiety कि ये नया joke लिखा है, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna try it out, how it's gonna fall, how it's gonna be responded to. It's just so much going on. I feel so alive and active. There's nothing, there's like not even close anything else. So to answer your question, actually, I feel like this is something that people have to, if something is worth giving it a shot, people have to, like, they'll find a way to give it a shot. And once they do, they'll figure it out if they like it or not. And if it works out for you, like for me, it worked out in a way that I saw that if it is challenging for me and I'm wanting to get better at it rather than give up on it, because I never ever felt that I want to give it up. It was just like, yaar, yahi hai, maza to isi mein. So, yeah. Even if I wasn't good enough, like, it's not like I was so good that I was like, yaar, ye to best hi ho gaya. You know, I'm so good at this that I should not leave this.
Never felt like you were born for it. You never felt like I was born for it.
Never. Oh, after, there is like till date, it's been 7 years again. If there is like an open mic that I go where I try new stuff and there are like 5 minutes of new jokes that I try and they fall flat. First thought, यार अभी तक का सब चीज फ्लूक में तो नहीं चल गया था. What if I'm not funny at all? First thought. I'm not even kidding, and this is not just me. Yeah, this is every human being. Like, I know it. I know it's not true. So it's like I fight it off within 5-10 minutes. I'm depressed for the next, till the morning I wake up next day. Or probably till like I go to the next open mic. Like, then there is this thing that I have to go to another open mic and I have to bloody make this work. But between that time, there is nothing that can give me happiness in life. Nothing. Like, absolutely. That night, like after I get down from stage till the point that I sleep, I am the most irritable human being. There is nothing in life that can make me feel happy or even normal. Like, you tell me ki, हाँ, like, you know, someone tells me, you know what, I'm gonna have a baby. हाँ, तो क्या है जिंदगी में? क्या हो गया? क्या कर लेगा बच्चा करके? Like, you know, I just become, there is no room for any scope of happiness in life till my next joke works. So yeah, and that's not me. Trust me, this is a very common thing that all comics, like all my friends also, when I talk to them about stand-up, this is a very common observation that all comics have. They can, like, they're dead inside that. They absolutely.
I think that should be true for anybody who truly cares about their job or whatever they are doing or their craft. I think you are very blessed to have that, to have found that, because I honestly, I don't know why I'm putting in my experience here, but maybe I should. So even if I get challenged, or if there's something that I truly care about, there's nothing that makes me feel more alive or has the ability to crush me itna zyada, apart from that one thing. So yeah, man, you're actually blessed to have that.
Absolutely. And at the same time, you know, there is this common conception that people from corporate backgrounds are not, like, you know, because it's not as flashy or as, like, you know, as visual a job. कि ये creative fields नहीं है, वो नहीं है. I think there can be an investment banker who finds ways or finds motivation every day that, you know what, I'm going to get this deal done, I'm going to do that done. People can have motivation in their own ways, in their own fields. So every person is creative in their own way. It's not like creativity lies only in media and then anything related to arts or performing arts. It lies everywhere. So in whatever field people choose to be, it's just that they have to feel motivated enough to do it every day.
I'm glad you said that. You know, I think there is a very, very negative representation of the corporate job or the desk job, so called. Whereas
it's very easy to
there is 98% of the population does that for a living every day, and it just makes them feel that maybe we are not living our dreams, or, you know, whatever it is called. So that's I'm glad you brought this up as a performing artist. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think like most of the people do that and they do it well. So it's just that this is more visual. It's a little more eye catchy. अच्छा लगता है दिखने में कि हाँ ये इंसान स्टेज पे जा रहा है उसको इतने सारे लोग इतना attention दे रहे हैं. So it looks a little more like desirable. But everyone has their own fights.
fair enough. So you spoke about working as an assistant director without any remuneration. How did that work out for
Yeah.
you? Like, how did you
This
pay your
is
bills?
I had some savings from Schlum, which lasted me for like 6-7 months, thanks to the high paying job. Schlum was the day zero payment. I think I don't know how Schlum works now, but like they were the best, highest paying, almost high, in the top 2-3 paying companies then. So it got me a decent, got me like 6-7 months, 8 months, and then I started taking loaning money from my parents, and I started keeping a tab. In fact, I started paying rent at home. I was like, you know what? All the money that you've given me, I'm gonna make mark of it, and I'm not gonna be a freeloader and just stay at home. So villa बैठा हूँ, if I'm not earning, I'm gonna pay rent, whatever, $10,000 a month, but I'm gonna pay it. So it obviously piled on for around 2.5 years because I barely made any money, like very very little. Like I remember, I think 2 साल बाद, I think I was like maybe around like 3-4 lakhs in debt to my parents.
That must have
Something like
taken
that.
so much courage
Oh,
to
it
be able
was.
to do that. My God, and it must have been like
So
you said a
there is
couple.
one moment.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, you were saying something.
No. It's okay. I mean, you can.
So I was saying that there was this one moment which kind of like made so much sense when my mom. I remember. So I remember I was just like one of those moments that because no one knew stand up. What is stand up also? Like leave
Right.
where stand up can reach up to.
Mm-hmm.
2011, 2012, there was no. I also did not know what to tell my parents what stand up is. Like I did not know enough about it. So I remember I was telling my mom one day, like I was like hitting rock bottom that time. And I was like, I don't know if I should do this because I don't know if there is a career. What if I fail? What if my entire thought process of this being what I want to do, if this is just a fascination, what if I'm wrong? Like, I'm thinking this, but what if I'm wrong? Then what? And then what if I fail completely? I have no source of income. I don't make any money, and I become a person who's a big failure. And my mom was like, you know what? Look around. How many people do you know? You know several people in life, right? Who do you know is doing nothing? Who is an absolute failure? Do you know any absolute failures in life? Everyone eventually does something. So don't worry about it. Just do anything. Do what you like because you'll figure out a way. Don't be so worried कि हाँ यार मैं तो absolute failure हो जाऊंगा. कोई भी नहीं है ना. There is not a single person I know who's an absolute failure. And I'm like, that's true. Like I'm worried about an impossibility then sort of thing. So that was such a I can never forget those words actually. It was so funny in a
It
way,
makes sense.
but it made so much sense.
Yeah. So then,
And I was like, yeah, it was just like very comforting and like sort of a big relief, I must say.
so apart from this, like this is the financial opportunity cost that you risk. Apart from that, what other, like when you were trying to get your very first gigs, once you moved, so you were in Kolkata for a while, you founded Comedified, and that is where you practically started your stand-up journey, if I'm not wrong. And then eventually,
Yeah.
like you decided to move to Mumbai. So in Mumbai, to be able to establish yourself as a new comic, to get gigs, how
Yeah.
difficult was that? Was that difficult? How did you do that?
So the thing is, I decided to move to Mumbai because already I was in debt. I did not have any money. So I had to come to Mumbai, which would have been, I had been to Mumbai before, like lived here for my internships. So I knew that the costs in Mumbai are like skyrocketing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's very expensive to live in Mumbai, relatively at least. Actually, not an absolute scale thing.
No,
It's
बहुत
pretty expensive compared to the entire world. So
exactly.
yeah, rent is the biggest. role itself. But the thing is, so I figured that I cannot go to Mumbai unless I have some source of income. Like we started doing open mics, one or two here and there. We were doing that, but then main throttle, like aggressively making a career out of it, making some money out of it, and getting some motivation for others also, not just us. Because how many people are gonna come and see us non-stop? We have certain amount of material. The second time, third time, fourth time, third time people come, they're gonna see 80% of the same jokes. I mean, it's humanly impossible to write so many good jokes all the time.
Exactly. With that frequency
Every
of shows.
Yeah, this is something that I don't know if everyone knows. Like most good comedians, like even on an international level, people who have like years and years, 20 years of experience, write 1 hour of material every year
Every
at
year?
max. Yeah, like movie, not everyone. People who are very aggressive about their stand-up. There are people who take like 3 years also. There are people who do take more than that to write 1 year of material. Stand-up India, mein, most of the like people who are doing full-time stand-up are trying to write at least 1 hour every year.
My God,
So
that is, I didn't know that.
yeah, like that's the maximum person, like that's almost the maximum a person is trying also leave achieving. That's a good pace actually. That's considered a good pace, like that. Yes, you're working towards your goal at least. So I remember like and Anirban, after about 2 years, like he got his wife got a job in Bombay, so he moved with her.
Mm-hmm.
Because till then all our stage time was coming that I was flying out every month and a half. I used to fly to Mumbai or Delhi to do open mics. So that was burning a hole in the pocket anyway. So we all want to move to Mumbai because there's better opportunities. Calcutta, the scene was very, very nascent.
There's no scene.
It's very difficult to push. Yeah, I mean, and still there isn't, very sadly. So when he moved, I was like, you know what? Now either I survive here or I have to do something. So we started like 5 open mics, Monday to Friday open mics, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we will do paid shows, like minor payments, but at least
Kolkata. In Kolkata.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So for about a month and a half, I think October of 2015 or 16, whatever, we got on stage some 40 times in a month.
Wow.
Almost like 8 or 9 people. 40 times. Like Fridays could double, and sometimes kabhi kuch, but like just insane. And 2 or 3 months after, so how I moved to Mumbai was basically Biswa had come to Calcutta. He was doing the show and I was doing the opening act for him. I was performing like 5-10 minutes before his special. And I had like shown interest to him, and then he was also talking about it, how he's writing a web series, Lakho Mein Ek season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I was a co-writer for it in the initial times. So that's how I moved to Bombay. He said, you know what, I'm gonna hire you, just come with me, move to Bombay. And I was like, you know what, thoda bahut bhi chalega, kuch bhi chalega, jo aa rahe. I don't even care, even if it's peanuts. I'll just move to Bombay. I need the chance because I had been to Bombay so many times. I just needed to, like, I did not. People knew that. मैं हर महीना तो आ ही जाता था वहाँ पे. So people knew it did not need me to be established. Sorry, this got a little worded, but yeah. The basic point is it wasn't establishment in Mumbai as much of a problem, but I moved there with some amount of money coming in, so it wasn't as scary. But it's still very, very scary for anyone. It was easier for me because I wasn't having a job. If people who have a job, they have to leave that job and then make this decision, which is a big shift. Also, it was relatively easier for me because I wasn't having one.
I don't think it was easy at all. Like not having a job, not having a backup, having holes in your pocket. That's not easy. That is not easy. Okay, so like during the time, yeah. Sorry, you were saying something.
No, I was just murmuring. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so yeah, during the time that like I was researching, before this little podcast that we have, every interview or almost every interview, you just said this one thing you consistently say, right? That stand-up के लिए कोई shortcut नहीं है. The only way you can do it is practice. That is what you say a lot of times. So, like, you see, like along this line of questioning, I have one question, right? Like, do you believe that people need to have a certain set of characteristics or a certain set of traits to become a stand-up comedian? Like, you need to be inherently confident, inherently, I don't know, extroverted or I don't know, funny. As a funny, the funny guy in class can become a stand-up comedian. Or do you think anybody with adequate practice and skills can become a stand-up comedian?
I won't say that. I think most of the comedians, see, they were all funny for sure. But there's a difference, like in college also. Say, for example, there's a group of like maybe 10 people who are like very close friends. And in those 10 people, there will be 2 people who are like always the joke makers.
Right.
Like, they're really funny. They keep the group all making everyone in the group laugh all the time. But
Right.
not necessarily those 2 people will be comedians. So having a good sense of humor and writing stand-up is really funny. Like Amit Tandon is a comedian. I don't know if people know, whatever. But when I started doing comedy, he was doing it for about a year and a half. So he came to Calcutta and he gave a presentation where he said something which sticks by me, that I think any human being can be funny for 20 minutes. And he said that, like 20 minutes, any human being can write 20 minutes of material which everyone would find funny. Like, but to write beyond that is the challenge. It's like, in a group of friends, there's so much context which is already set. That तेरे को पता है कि हाँ ये इंसान ऐसा है, ये इंसान ऐसा है, ये इंसान ऐसा है, ये इंसान, and then I crack something with those references in mind, and then everyone finds it funny. But in a group of strangers, there's no context. So if within crisp amount of time you have to frame the context and deliver the punchline also. So that becomes a challenge, which is not necessarily every person's way of going about things. Like I think to be a comedian, you have to be a writer and a performer also.
You can't just be funny.
I don't think that's sufficient. I mean, I don't think I was the funniest person always. Like there were some people who thought, like कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है college के बाद ऐसे कुछ बात हो रहा है, and then last days में college के end में some people used to say, हाँ Setia, you were the funniest or whatever. But there were times when I felt like I wasn't the funniest person in the group. And there are a lot of comics who admit to it that they weren't the funniest people around. They were always funny for sure. They were quite funny. But it's not necessarily that they were the funniest people. Like, I think my elder brother is way funnier than me. Like, he's super funny all the time. I'm not even kidding. I think, like, I haven't given enough laughs to my wife. Like, my wife makes me laugh, like, at least 5 times a day. Like, burst out laughing. She's so funny. And I don't think I do that, like, maybe once a week also. Like, she's so funny. So there are people around who are so funny, but I see that why that is not stand-up comedy, because that's a different art form where you have to write something, rehearse something, do something on and on and on. And just living in the moment is a different thing than living it for a spark.
Basically, you feel anyone with adequate
I think those are
practice.
two different. Exactly, like it's like and stand-up comedy is like you're the writer, director, performer, everything. The loss is yours, the benefit is yours. Everything's just like
And
it's so
you
such
can
a
go
selfish act.
crazy. Okay.
Yeah, it's such a selfish act. Like selfish, in not a negative way. Like it's such a one-person thing. That's why I feel like it cannot be taught. It's such a personal thing. It's who you are that you have to throw out on stage. Uh, like if you tell me a cheap joke, it immediately turns off people. Like and then they judge you instantly.
Yeah, they do.
Instantly,
Yes.
they judge you.
Yeah.
And if you and what you laugh at also, like कुछ घटिया सा दिखा, something कुछ cheap दिखा, and then you laugh and you're like, क्या चीज पे हंस रहा है? You judge people even for what they laugh at.
Right.
So like it's you have to just, it's like you're showcasing yourself on stage कि हाँ तू इंसान कैसा है. So unless you go on stage and try and be more honest, that's the only way you can become better, because that nervousness कि हाँ मैं अपने आप को कितना दिखा सकता हूँ, how much can I showcase myself to people, is a very difficult thing. Like people always show like the pleasant side, the merrier side of them. That's what Instagram's business model is. But what we do is not always the best. So to show those parts also and have the being okay with it is a skill set of, is something that comedians build on, which is not easy, which comes with years. So that is not something that person, I can tell you कि हाँ self-deprecating jokes are always nice कि हाँ मैं मोटा हूँ, मैं ugly हूँ, मैं ये हूँ, मैं वो करेगा इंसान. So people find it okay. They're like, I can laugh at you. They feel comfortable laughing at you rather than saying it is a different thing. But to be able to do that, to live with it, to find something genuinely funny. For centuries, people have done jokes how I am fat or how I'm ugly or how I'm this or how I'm that. But to find something so genuine, it has to be coming organically from inside, which to communicate properly, you need to get on stage more often to be comfortable with it. Otherwise, the nervousness is such a block. कि यार लोग क्या सोचेंगे अभी तो हंसी नहीं आई लोगों को अब क्या सोचेंगे it just pushes you back so often. You have to just get done with that whole thing by going on stage, and once you lose that, once you're like, it becomes like it doesn't matter what I say, it becomes so much smoother. Then you actually say things which are so organic and genuine that people find it interesting. अब मैं बोलूंगा कि मैं आलस ऐसे करता हूँ कि मैं ये भी नहीं करता, and that's it. This is something that I've done. So it's funny for people at times. So everyone has done jokes why they're lazy, but to say this is something that
That's
has
uniquely
to be
why
how
you are
manage.
lazy.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Why a human being has to introspect and talk about that.
Right.
So it's a very self thing. I don't think people can teach it very easily. They can guide you, help you. Advice, I don't think so.
I think that is why every comedian has a very different style of even what you choose to make jokes on, what you don't choose to make jokes on. Some comedians are political, some comedians are, more of a society ke bare mein bolte. Some are just casual comedians. So I think even that is very related to what you are for the person. So that is
Yeah.
very. I'm sorry.
And it can be very different also. Like, there can be people like who are doing one-liners, like someone like Mitch Hedberg. He's a great comedian. Please go check him out. His
Okay.
specials on Netflix are beautiful. He's a one-liner comedy. वो setup वेटअप खाली एक line बोलेगा and that's it. That is the joke. Like, if next joke is a new one line. There's no story. There's nothing around it. And that's not like कि हाँ मैं उसको judge अब क्या करूँ ये इंसान कौन है क्या है. But it just tells you the feeling of it is there. So yeah,
Well, that's his style. That's his style of doing things.
That's how he expresses himself.
Enough. Okay, I think so. What are the most? So you've spoken at length today about the struggles that you went through, financial and personal and all kinds of struggles. What are the most profound lessons? One or two or three most profound lessons that you've learned from that so far?
It's difficult to say. I mean, I kind of covered that. It's kind of. I have a feeling like people just need to keep go on. Like there are times when if there is something that you're doing and then you don't feel like doing it anymore. I mean, I don't know if it's worth it. Paisa wala cheez hai. So like challenge yourself like every day. Do something that makes you happy, and I think you'll be just fine. Like that's about it. I don't know if there is a learning as such. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what a learning is. Like I'm trying to think of examples. What are learnings? And then I'm trying to think if there are any of mine. But I don't know.
Okay, that's not an issue. So
Yeah.
So but just tell me this, okay? Why do you think that comedy as an art form is important, and why do you do it apart from the obvious that okay you enjoy it? Is there another reason why you do it and why you feel that it's important?
Uh, I don't know if it's important. It's great, but I don't know if it's like life would exist if stand-up doesn't exist. That's it. But it's great. Life without stand-up wouldn't be as fun. So
Definitely.
not just for me, but even for the audience.
Yeah.
So that's there. But that part, sorry, what was the second part of the question?
Like, why do you do it apart from the fact that you enjoy it? Is there another reason why you do it?
I have a feeling like nothing apart from the fact that I really enjoyed. I also love the fact. Absolutely, am in love with the fact. Like I genuinely believe stand-up is the best profession in the world. Like in the world, absolutely.
Okay.
Because it's so simple. Like it's so simple in the sense, like simple in the idea of it. कि हाँ, I just have to exist. Like अगर मैं 3 घंटे waste कर दूँ ना कि मैं 3 घंटा ऐसे बैठा रहा. So I can write a joke कि पता है मैं एक बार 3 घंटे ऐसे ही बैठा रहा. And see, you have my curiosity. फिर क्या किया? That's it. So I can do anything. I can do absolutely nothing also and still write about it. So I love that fact. I love the fact that I mean, I feel like look at it in a way that ठीक है मैं जा रहा हूँ स्टेज पे अपने बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ लोग मेरे पे ही हंस रहे हैं I get all the accolades it's great everything's great people love you no one's hating you and all that shit is happening it's beautiful it's amazing and you get paid what more do you want like I can be lazy at the same time I work there are times when I work only 5 minutes a day in the sense on
Wow.
stage
Okay.
but obviously I mean a lot of it those 5 minutes come from the idea of what you do in the rest of the day. As in
Exactly. Yeah.
how you're being, what you're seeing, what you're watching, as a person, how you're growing. That would eventually culminate into those the quality of those 5 minutes are going to be decided on everything that you do in the rest of the day, in general. But for that, I just need to be a better human being, and that's it. As long as that's covered, I think I'm pretty much sorted.
Okay. So we'll now move to the lighter stuff, I guess. So just like I think we have one or two questions to go. Yeah. So the question is that do you remember parts of your college life? Like do you remember what was the most like memorable / funny / ridiculous incident in your college life that you can share with us? Or maybe something on stage that happened. No, the college life one first, please.
There is one which I don't want to share, but yeah, because I'm writing a bit about it also. It's about I got into a fight on campus and I punched someone. And I punched
in the
them
face?
and I broke and I broke my hand.
Did that really happen? That really happened?
Yeah, it did. I broke this part of my hand, this bone over here, metacarpal. And that person had like 6 stitches over here on the eye. So
Oh my
yeah, that
God.
was extremely. It was so funny. No one wanted to believe that I broke my hand also because they were like ये नाटक कर रहा है बचने के लिए नहीं तो इसकी बहुत पिटाई होने वाली है.
Which year was this in?
I think third year, my third year.
My. Okay.
It is incredibly, yeah.
And
Bizarre
what about
story. Like there's so much. So I'm writing an entire bit about it. How this entire.
इतना बड़ा क्रैक किसी का मुंह पंच करने से मुंह तो सॉफ्ट होता है यार.
नहीं ये skull is a harder bone than the hand bone. You know that. The finger is much softer. The skull is the hardest bone in the body.
Oh, you punched him in the skull. I thought here.
No, I punched him here like this. So the moment you hit this, like if a matchstick, this is a very thin bone right over here. So if a matchstick is put pressure from here, it will break from here, right? This is where it will break from.
Yes.
So it broke over here. Like this bone got into 2 pieces right here. This is like this, and then it became like this.
I evidently do not know my biology well.
I actually came to know about this. I was also so bewildered. I did not even go for it. I was like, हाँ ठीक है. I knew that Bollywood में दिखाते हैं और लगती actual में लगती है. Bollywood में दिखाते हैं नहीं लगती है, but actual में punch मारने से लगती है because Hollywood movies में दिखाते थे कि वो ऐसे करते हैं. But they used to be fine after this. और मैं देखा यार मेरे यार पता नहीं यार मतलब 8 घंटे 10 घंटे हो गए अभी भी इतना दर्द क्यों हो रहा है यार इतना दर्द की सहन नहीं हो रहा सुबह उठा तो मैं तो पागल हो गया दर्द से कि यार ये क्या हो रहा है सहन नहीं हो रहा इतना अनबेरेबल पेन कैसे हो रहा है and it was I could not believe that this could happen and then I was like most of the people who do this they end up breaking their hands you will break a knuckle if you punch a person very hard on their bone you will unless you know a proper technique.
I did not know that. I thought this was a good idea. I shall never do it in my life.
Go for this. Go for the windpipe. Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a good idea either.
You want to kill the person. Yeah.
I
wasn't
just...
the intent.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. All right. And any on stage.
See, this is the good part of the podcast where I teach you how to kill people. Where you learn. Yeah.
Juniors, do not take this seriously, especially first years who will join us and won't come onto campus. This is not what happens on campus. This is a one-off incident. Okay.
Yeah, it strikes out as it's absolutely one-off. But yeah, that was super fun.
Or so he says.
Incredibly.
Or so he says.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any on-stage ridiculous incidents that you would like to share or no?
Oh man, there's so many crazy ones here. Oh yeah, there was this one joke I used to say, and I stopped doing it ever since.
Okay.
Kuch kuch hua, I went off track. I was just riffing. I was saying something, and then you can see that how there are times when, for an extreme, I stretch the limit of human tolerance and shock. So I just went into a zone where I talked something about a god, and then one person just stood up randomly, just खड़े होके अचानक से, this is blasphemy, how dare you speak like this, अचानक जोर से चिल्ला के बीच शो में. And I was
Yeah.
like, so do you have a gun? He said no. And then I don't give a shit about you. I don't give a shit about you. Think what you want.
And then what happened?
So yeah,
Nobody
that
else
was
stood up.
nothing. And no, so I made everyone, I was like, everyone else who thinks that this person is an idiot, boo him. Just boo him. Everyone boo him. And then everyone collectively booed him. So it was hilarious.
And that person
just,
obviously walked out.
yeah. And they just went out.
Oh my God,
That
that's
was
a
ridiculous.
that's that. My
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Okay, then I think yeah. So I think we are ready to wrap up this conversation. Thank you so much. Do you have any final words of advice or anything at all that you would want to say to the campus people who are watching it?
Yeah. So if you want to kill a person,
Did you just mute yourself?
no, I didn't speak intentionally without any volume. Have fun, guys. Campus life is amazing. Please make sure you go to all the hill stations next to Roorkee. I did not go to all of them, and I really, really think I missed. I did not do something right because उसके बाद वापस जाने में बहुत plans का time है. You'll go miss it. So go to all of them. जितने जा सकते हो.
Even I should say that even I didn't go to any hill stations. 3 साल में now I'm stuck in a pandemic. Don't know when I'll go back to college. Do
I
that.
went to a few, but I think there are so many I didn't go to, and I regret doing that. That's the only regret I have from my campus life, that I did not travel enough.
I'm probably going down your path. I shall have the same regret. If we meet again,
Oh
we'll
yeah,
reminisce
absolutely.
about it sometime.
Sure thing. Yeah, वो पता है, मनाली वहाँ भी नहीं गया था. That'll be great.
मनाली मैं मसूरी भी नहीं गया मैं देहरादून भी नहीं गया okay all right thank you so much for this has been amazing and thank you so much for this
This is nice, yeah. It was fun. Thank you so much.
okay bye bye take care